I'm back again. Now this time I'm on here. You know, I never want to be before you long. So I'm going to get on with the get on. This one is for anybody to listen to. But I just want to talk about it from my being a former single mama to a married woman. No, this is not a video about, ooh, I'm married now. You know, that type of thing. But when I was single, it was my children and I. And when it was my children and I would always, you know, when we was in the struggle, good, bad, or in between, I would always let them know, especially when we was in the struggle, some of the things that you all are going through with me is because I made a decision to have children out of wedlock, and these are some of the things that I'm going to have to go through because I decided to have children out of wedlock. So what I'm going through with you all is the result of my decision of being disobedient, quote unquote. So my children went through and saw a lot of things with me. And in those going through, I gave them a lot of single mama promises. And when I say single mama promises, and I'm just talking about me, you know, some of the things that they saw other people go through, they would be like, Mama, you know, I hope you don't never put no man before me. You know, Mama, I hope you don't never, you know, pay more attention to us, to a man than you do to us. You know, Mama, I hope, you know, when like my middle boy, Mom, we in the struggle. When I'm old enough to get a job, I'm going to help you. I'm going to make sure that we have, you know, it was appreciative, but in those things, I would tell them, I'm never going to put a man before you. I'll never let that happen. I'm never going to pay more attention to a man than I do to you all. You know, single mama promises, because it was me and them. It was comforting to them. They were a comfort to me because I had nobody but them and they had nobody but me. But and this is actually for people who also want to be married. If you are a single mama now, it is not too late to stop the single mama promises, because what happened with me was God sent me somebody. And when he sent me that somebody started helping me see things in my kids that was good and bad. Whereas with my eye and just me and them, I was not receptive to it. So it was kind of like, don't you tell me nothing about them three. Let's talk about you. So, and that was one of the things that my husband had to break down about me. Gradually, I started to see some of those things, but even then, I wouldn't let him know it. I would just low-key try to correct them. You know, listen, when you see something that you feel ain't on the up and up, then you let me know and I will do it. Well, I was trying to be in a relationship with a single woman mind. I was still stuck on this is us and that's you. You trying to be a part of this, but what you're not going to do is tell me about them. You're not going to discipline them. And then I would get with them to the side and be like, listen, we're going to stop doing this. We're going to stop doing this right here. If I catch you doing this right here, then, you know, we're going to have a different conversation. Well, when I started trying to correct them, it automatically went into, well, Mom, it's because you got with him. Well, Mom, remember you said you wasn't never going to put no man before us. Mom, you remember you said that you was never going to pay no man no more attention than that. Why you always telling us what he said? Why you always telling us what he did? We didn't have none of these problems before he came. We didn't have to clean this, that, and the third every single day before he came. So then I found myself in a situation from my single mama promises, now having to compromise between my guy and my children. So now I'm looking crazy because guess what? I'm slap in the middle. Now I got to figure out how to appease my guy and please my kids. Now, all this time, don't get it twisted. I remember, you know, as I started growing with my guy at the time, I ain't gonna call him boyfriend because we were too old for that foolery. I began to start listening to him and observing things, and I began to correct my children. But as in that correcting, we started to become distant, because instead of them accepting the correction, it was all about, it's because you got this man now, and reminding me of the promises that I made to them, where in essence I had kind of made myself a kind of godlike to them. So when I began to change and operate differently, my children began to rebel against me and him, because now they have decided that it's us against them. So that's what I came on for. So what happened was, I began to operate and start thinking about things that I remember, especially when I got engaged. I said, I really need to start operating in a wife mode. So I began to explain to my children that, look here, I'm getting ready to get married. When I get married, things are going to be different, because at this time, my now husband has begun to discipline them, but not put his hands on them. But I had to step out and say, you know what? I'm about to stop giving them the message that you have for them. And I need for you to step forward. And when you see something and you need it, because at this point, me and my single mama promises, I've got a bond with my kids. So whatever it is that he wants done or needs to say, I got to go and say it to them. Because at this point, whatever it is that he say, he got his nose suited in the air. Now they don't fool with me or him. So it got to a point where my oldest one had to finally he saw first, like, this man is not trying to hurt us, and mama is not putting this man before us. We do half-ass do things. We do get an attitude about different things. We do live differently. Since mama got with him, all we did was give her trouble at first, but look how we living now. Look what we're doing now. He is not here to help us. To hurt us. He is here to help us. So once he began to think like that, I was able to get through to him, which sometimes it takes one of your other kids to get through better than you can. So the middle boy took a little longer. The girl, she was in on it, but it was a process. So I came on here to tell you that I have now, the other day, now I've been married now for 2 years. The other day I had a milestone with the kids, my husband, and us. I told my children that, okay, so what I had been doing, we got to a good place, but it was still some things that I didn't particularly care for that my husband had to say to my children. So I would be like on the low, hey, y'all do this, and this, whoop, 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 whoop. Still keeping some things where it don't really get out of hand. Well, I was exposed. Hear me? When I tell you that what I thought was good turned around and bit me smooth in my big old behind, it tore me up. But what happened was, when it happened, it was exposed. I was exposed, they were exposed, and it was all laid out in front of my husband. What I didn't know is, over this time I had grown, and wherein I would have put on a full-on argument and tried to defend or whatever, I had to tell them, because it was all on the table, that look here, from this moment forward, I can no longer defend you against this, turning your TV off at night. I can no longer defend you for keeping every light on in the house. I can no longer defend you, because everything that my husband took issue with, I came and told y'all, listen, handle this, and this. But you all made a fool out of me and made me wring my hands and cry every single time. So now that it is exposed, there ain't no, I came to tell you, he came to tell you, we came to tell, it's all on the table. So now you all can see that I was not putting no man before you. I did not take his side. What you didn't know and what you didn't need to see is the things that I observed that I didn't like that he said to y'all, or that I observed. I didn't say anything. When I got behind private and closed doors with my husband, then I let him to know what I didn't like. I didn't like his tone, this, that, and the third. But what you all have done today is expose all of that. So now you know that I do defend y'all. I did not put him above y'all, and it is now all out on the table. And I can no longer defend anything that you do in this house anymore. Well, they were hurt. I was hurt. I was embarrassed. And I was angry. But I quickly got over the anger because I had looked at myself and I said, you have grown. You have finally cut the cord from off of them to the point where we have this, we see now that you are now young adults, and I will treat you as such. We will no longer have this, we are all a family, but there's certain things that I'm going to go over here and make sure y'all don't do that he don't like, and that I'm going to come over here and appease him. Now everybody knows, and all is well. So that was a few days ago. We're going to fast forward to today. Well, my son, my middle boy, he got his eye on some little girl. And my daughter, she got her eye on some little boy up here to the job. Well, I was telling them before this all hit the light, I said, listen, I'm not going to be doing this for y'all all the time, because I'm going to tell y'all what happens. Y'all thought that y'all were going to ruin my marriage by the way y'all acted. Yeah, let's talk about that too. Because your children can run a man off. And some of that will be on account of you. I had to learn that as well. And in that learning, I told my children, I'm going to tell y'all now, what you're not going to do is ruin mine. Because the Bible says, for those of y'all that believe in that, and some of y'all that just take it as a book, it says somewhere in there, up there in the early part, I believe in the Old Testament, about cleaving. Leaving, come your mommy and your daddy and cleaving to your wife, whatever, something like that. You find it and let me know what it is, but something along them lines. But I would tell them, you all want to ruin what I have, and what's going to happen is you all are going to find love and happiness, and y'all ain't going to be studying me. So before I allow you all to continue to try to ruin what I have because you feel that you're not getting as much time, that's not going to happen. And I had to show them. I said, listen, my middle boy, you always on your game. You talking to your friends, whatever. How about my daughter? You on your Instagram. You want to hang out with your friends. You liking boys, girls, whatever it is that you're going to be into, because I can't call it. And y'all probably can't either on your kids' lives these days. I might see her looking at a boy, but who knows, whatever. You like boys, girls, whatever your situation is going to be. Because I'm prepared. We live in a different day now. But whatever it is, you're going to find love, you're going to find happiness, and your mama ain't going to be no part of that. When you get ready to get up on you some ding-a-ling, you ain't going to be able to hear what it is I have to say. As a matter of fact, we might have a knockdown, drag out. I might have to I might have to put my hands on you a couple of times before we come to an understanding, but that's neither here nor there. You will have to find what you want, and I won't be a part of that. I told my son, you'll be done fall off in you some good cooch. It'll be the best thing since sliced bread. You'll think that's the best thing happened to you since you start beating your little meat. And guess what? I won't be a part of that. There won't be nothing I'll be able to tell you, because you will be smelling yourself, smelling that cooch, and there ain't nothing your mama gonna be able to say to you. You're gonna think that's the best thing that has ever happened to you, and it ain't gonna involve your mama. So that's what I had been told them. So fast forward to this few days later. She liking the little boy. He liking the little girl. She probably of Caucasian descent, because I see that's what he like. But hey, the goal is pretty grandbabies. Anyway, so they were talking amongst each other, and then they came to me and they were saying, Ma, I want to, go out there. I think this little boy at the job like me. I want to go this, that, and the third. And I said, so when he was, whatever the feeling is that made you think he liked you, and when he was saying, you were saying that he was asking about taking you out, was you thinking about your mama? Mom, no, I just want to know, because I need for you to understand that yes, we went through here, there, everywhere. Yeah, we drove through. Yeah, it was us. But when I started to tell y'all, it's now that you like somebody and they like you back, it's beginning to resonate with you that dang, I am not always going to be thinking about my mama. I am not always going to be fooled up with my mama. And this little boy coming through here smelling like onions and hamburgers and hot dogs because we in here running amok, cooking and making shakes all day. Got my nose wide open and I ain't thinking about my mama. And if I am thinking about my mama, guess what? I'm going to ask my mama, can she drop us off to the movies? I'm going to ask my mama, can she take us to the mall? But am I going to ask my mama to sit there? Do I want my mama in my face? Do I want my mama in my business? None of that. My, how things have changed. So yeah, I wanted to come on now and tell y'all know I stay. Never want to be before you long, but I think I'm a little long-winded. But I just had to share that about them single mama promises. And I always want to be honest with y'all and transparent with y'all about everything. Because motherhood, the hood in mother is real. Please believe it. Please believe it. And y'all talk to me. Because I know I'm not the only one. I'm probably the only one that'll come on here and say it. But I know that it's real. And I can't come over here and act like, oh, life is good and it's been wonderful. And, oh, I have my business and I have my wonderful husband. You got me tore the hell down if you think I'm finna come on here hollering perfection. No. This life is real. Yes, I have a good husband now. But look what I had to go through to come. Yes, I have a business now. But I'm still broke as hell. Because you hear me? I started the business, which means there's no coinage left. You hear me? But for real, I have to come on here and talk to y'all. I have to come on here and talk to y'all and be for real with y'all. So yeah, I had to come on here and talk about me. I talk about the kids. I tell y'all what they really did. Ain't no perfection there. None of that. My oldest boy down to the Job Corps right now. Everybody is not, college bound and this, that, and the third. But let me tell you something, baby. These licenses and these certificates, get into it. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to come on here and tell y'all that because I talk about them kids. And but I got to tell y'all about me too, because I ain't the perfect mama. And my daughter had to tell me a few weeks ago. She told me, let me tell y'all this. She was at the job, and it's a bunch of little rich kids work with her down to the job. I ain't going to talk too long because there go one of the little rich ones right there. But anyway, she was saying that she had got so upset because she said that they're so ungrateful. And this particular one that's passing by right here was one of the problems that night. She was saying that she got mad with her daddy because she dropped and cracked her cell phone. Now, it still worked. It just had a little scratch. Well, the daddy said he wasn't going to get her a new one that day. He would take her to get it in the morning, and she was upset. And then there was another one saying that she had messed around and left her charger at home, and she was upset because the mom said that she wouldn't bring the charger. And she had a full-on breakdown. She said, Mom, they don't know real problems. When I'm in here working, I work hard because I done been in a struggle with you. She said, they don't know how it is to almost have to sleep in the car. And I'm being for real with you. Mama, they don't know how it is to have to see everybody in a hotel room with you. Mom, they don't know nothing about whether or not they going to come home and the water's still going to be on and the light's still going to be on. They don't know nothing about that. And so I felt some kind of way because I'm like, I always kept it real. I always kept it transparent. And I always spoke about my part and why we in the struggle and my decision to have children out of wedlock. But when she got through crying and she came up out of my arms, she said she was glad that she had went through that, and she was sad for the girls and the children at her job, because she said that if they mama them take away all their money right now, they won't know how to live, they won't know how to survive, but she will. So I felt some kind of way by having to bring my kids through all that stuff and have to see all my messes and downfall and all that. But to hear my daughter say, yes, I went through that with my mama, but I know how to make it and I know how to survive. And I'm glad that I was part of your story, that part that God wrote for me to be coming through that with you, mama, because I know how to make something out myself if don't a dime come through here right now, because I don't live off your titty. I don't live off of what you're doing and what you got. I know how to make my own way. I know how to eat. I know how to get somewhere without having nothing. Then guess what? She freed me. Because I don't feel no kind of way no more about having to take them through that, because there was a lesson in it, and there was a blessing for me. My daughter freed me. You know, sometimes the babies have to bring you through. Because she had no idea, it had been on my heart for a long time that my babies had to see all that. But for her to have a full-on breakdown with it, talk about what it was, and come through and tell me that she can survive and she can make it and she can do all that she want to be and be all that she want to be because of what she saw her mama. Let me gather myself, because you know I never want to be before you long. But I feel, let me get my, you hear me? But I have to share this with y'all because the testimony, I would be remiss to keep all this stuff to myself. And you know, I had been getting inboxes and emails and stuff, people saying that I be talking to y'all and I could get paid for what let me tell you something. My gift gonna make room. Somebody sent me a $10 cash out the other day. Let me tell you something. It wasn't much, but it put a little gas in my tank for me to get a few more miles. So when my blessings get ready to flow, people gonna contact me and ask me how they could bless me. But I ain't gonna get on here and ask you for no blessing, because guess what? God brought me through this stuff, and he took me through these things for me to come on here and tell y'all about it. And he didn't tell me to ask y'all for no money, because they already say your gift gonna make room. Huh? All right. Talisa, I see you, boo. I'm steady praying for her. I see you, Shannon. I see you, Kia. I see you, Luzambia. I see all of y'all. But I have to come on here and tell it, because I know that I can't be the only one going through, been through, went through. Hear me? But yeah, I had to come on here and tell y'all right quick. I'm going to get on up off here because I feel a little long-winded. You know, I feel a little something shut up in my bones, so I might need to take me a moment and do me a lap around this. Well, I ain't going to do no lap because, you know, I ain't going to be with no running. But I might take me a walk through this parking lot and just give them thanks on today, huh? All right, y'all. So I'm yeah, that's all I had to say for today. I love y'all, and I never want to be before you long. I'll talk to y'all later. All right, Shannon. Call me on the thing. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. All right, bye.